Okay, everybody, welcome, welcome. Looks like a lot of you were able to make it. I'm really happy that we're going to be doing our first webinar here. Hopefully there'll be more to come. My name's Kate Fayram, and I am one of your DigiLabs account managers. So I just want to say thank you again. We're really excited about being able to show off our new software, our new iPhone app. So that's pretty much what we're going to be covering today. The DigiLabs Pro Software, it's our brand new software that our team developed, and what it's really focused on is being able to simplify your workflow. So the idea here is we all spend too much time at the computer, not enough time out shooting. This is meant to help you easily create custom photo products to sell to your clients. We're also really, really happy to be introducing two different product lines. We're introducing our flush mount albums and also our gallery wraps. So we have two different types of albums. The first one is called our Ant album. It's fixed 20 sides and fixed leather cover. It's a really economical option, and I think it's definitely worth a couple of looks because it's great as a parent album. It's great for some of your lower end clients. It has a lot of flexibility for it. Then we also are now offering our Marina album, which is kind of our it has more customization to it. So that's 20 to 80 sides, and it has a variety of cover options. We have our luxury leathers, which are the same kind of leather that's used for designer handbags. We also have our matte or glossy photo covers, and of course we have a vegan option for your more green clients. So definitely take a look at that at our website, digilabspro.com. We're also introducing our gallery wraps. Those come in 13 different sizes with a variety of textures. They're printed on the highest quality canvas, and they have a UV varnish. And basically, archivally, your customer will be able to enjoy it for a lifetime. Go ahead and visit digilabspro.com if you want to get a little more info about that. And the final thing we'll be covering is our Studio Share app. I'm really excited about this. This is our iPhone app, and it's the first app in the industry that basically allows your clients to view, share, and buy from the ease of their iPhone. All of it's branded with your studio. None of it mentions DigiLabs anywhere. And we actually have a special page on our website for this. It's digilabspro.com/app. So now I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to one of our customer support representatives, Tim Wheelock. Just make sure if you do have any questions, there's an upper in the webinar, you can actually submit any questions. Some of them we will answer, some of them we won't answer.
Thanks, Kate. Again, welcome everyone. I see some familiar names here and some new names. So look forward to getting to know all of you. Hopefully we'll be setting up some of those trial accounts through Kate. Again, our number 866-DigiLab and our website www.digilabspro.com. Let's get started here. As Kate mentioned, we're going to be answering questions. We'll try and work as many of the answers into the flow as possible, but we'll be around as long as people have questions at the end. What we have here open is the new DigiLabs Pro Beta Software. It is a beta software. We're very close to making that go completely live. For those of you who aren't familiar with what a beta software is, beta software is a software that a company, in this case DigiLabs, has released to let people use it in the real world. We think it's almost ready for prime time. There are a couple of things that we know that need to be fixed or tweaked. If you're interested in learning more about the beta process, what a beta is, please visit our blog, www.digilabspro.com, and you can find the blog there. So just a quick orientation. This section here is our work area. This is where you can get some information that's fed directly from our website, so you can get a little more information along the flow. And on the left-hand side, we have all of our product lines. Again, this is a beta, so there are a couple of products here that aren't currently available, so noting the playing cards and trading cards. But what we're going to be focusing on today are the gallery wraps, the photo albums, and I think we're going to start with the web galleries.
So what I quickly want to mention here is that you do need to be signed up for an e-commerce web service account with us in order to successfully upload a gallery. We do offer 30-day free trial, so this is no problem. You can go ahead and contact us directly at 866-DigiLab in order to get started on that. We do have a couple samples up online. Basically, our online web galleries allow you to create your own storefront. It's really unique in that it basically is a continuation of your brand. So it has your own colors, your own backgrounds, your own fonts, all that kind of stuff. It really allows you to reflect your unique style, and it seamlessly integrates into your website. So that basically is both user-friendly for your customer, but also they never feel like they're leaving your website. They always feel like it's a continuation of what you're already doing. So definitely contact us if you want to get started on a 30-day free trial at 866-DigiLabs or visit our website, digilabspro.com.
Thanks, Kate. So as you can see here, we have a couple of galleries that we created in advance. These are where existing projects are going to show up. You can see we've got a couple of different options here. If you just double-click on one of them, that'll open one of your existing projects. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to create a new gallery. So I click on Create New, and just a few steps. This is an explanation of the wizard process. And we can type our gallery name here. Please note that the gallery name is something that only you see. If you have a bride that you don't like very much, you can call this Bridezilla if you want. We're going to call this Wedding for Webinar. Your bride will not see that. So let's move on. We'll click Next, and we're going to select a folder of images. Ben Chrisman has allowed us to use some of his images for this webinar, as has 9 Photography. We'll get to some of those images later. But right now we're going to choose some of Ben Chrisman's images. You can click Next and Finish. And in just a few moments, this should open up and we've got our gallery here, and this is all ready to go if we want it to, but I'd like to do a little bit of organization before I move this in. So as you can see here on the left-hand side, the software's automatically created categories. The folder that we selected had subfolders, and those categories are named automatically based on the folder name. So it's automatically populated with all sorts of images here. We can move between categories just by clicking on them. We can also add a category. In this case, I'm going to add a photographer favorites option. And click OK. That'll get added down at the bottom. But we can click that, and I want the photographer's favorites to be the first thing my clients see. So we're going to click on the ceremony here, and let's move. We can actually now copy images into the category, duplicating them so they'll show up in the photographer's favorites, but they'll also show up in that ceremony category that we're pulling from right now. So it looks like we have a couple of images here that are not Ben Chrisman's images. We'll touch on why those are there in just a few minutes. It's important to note you can sort by name, date, or manually. We're going to sort manually here just so you can see. You can drag and drop images around. And if any images come in, the software will recognize the orientation generally, but occasionally if something doesn't have a meta tag for it, you may need to rotate it, and you can do that here. You can also change the visualization size. So if you want to zoom in and make sure you do want that image in there, or zoom out so you can get a better perspective of how many images are in that category, you can do that. At this point, we are all ready to start uploading the gallery. To do that, we just click Upload Gallery. So again, this is just a short walkthrough. The screen's letting you know what you can do. And here we find where we're going to enter the event ID, your account ID, and the gallery expiration.
Event ID is actually just, it's like the password that you're going to give your customer if something's password protected, which is obviously an optional feature. You know, you want to choose something general, so, you know, it's whatever you want to provide to your customer. This is visible to your customer.
Thanks, Kate. So we're going to enter an event ID here. We'll use DigiLabs Rocks Webinar. And then we have our account ID here. We can set when our gallery is set to expire. We have some default options here. You can customize this in your account administration beyond that. These are the most common options, but you can set it all the way from 1 day to forever if you want to. So Forever is a good option for those sample galleries. We'll hit next here, and as you can see, we've got a cover image here, and we can choose, type in a gallery title here. If we want to select a different image, all you need to do is click on it. We'll stick with that one for now. We can click Next. Now this screen lets us change the size of the images in the gallery.
This is actually one of my favorite features about the DigiLabs software and our online web galleries, is that every single photographer can have their own custom look. We can change our thumbnail view, we can change our large images, and we can really create our own unique style. So definitely play around with this. Try to, use larger sizes, smaller sizes. Try to think about, what the general size of your customer's monitor is going to be, that kind of stuff. We can definitely help you with that. We have some settings, and actually the DigiLabs blog has some info on this as well.
Thanks, Kate. So as you can see, I increased the size of the small images here. We can also restore to the factory defaults, which is just DigiLabs recommended sizes. You're welcome to play with it as much as you want. So then we can click Next, and what we have is our watermarking section. Now we recognize security is a big issue, particularly with some of the online tools that are available today for sharing images. So we have, in our galleries, we have all of the drag and drop protection, we have the right-click protection, but we also recommend typically that you add a watermark to your images. Here you can add a watermark to just the large image, just the smaller and the large image. You can add just text or just an image or a combination of both. For example, you can add your logo, and you can adjust the opacity here. So you can move that slider and that'll adjust the opacity. We're going to leave this as it is right now and move on to Next. Now this section moves on to some of those images that happen to slip in there. Ben Chrisman's images are pretty good, so it wouldn't make this quite so evident. He's retouched all of those manually and they look great. But not every image that you have comes out, and if you shot a couple of thousand images for a gallery, you don't really want to go through and retouch and color correct every single one. And that's where perfectly clear image enhancement comes into play. So we're going to click on Show Me here. As you can see, Ben Chrisman's images didn't change much. But if we move on, this is a great one. Watch out for the alligators. See you later, alligator, as my daughter would say. But you can see that here the colors are very muted. If you're looking on a color-calibrated monitor, this will be more obvious. But even on a non-calibrated monitor, like most of your clients, you're going to see a big difference. And studies show, if the images look better, people are going to buy and buy more. So this is a great tool to be able to apply this to all of the images as you go through. And there's a picture of my daughter here, for example. And make those images look the best they can. So we're basically done. We have a couple of options here, just if you're making changes to a gallery and things like that. And all we'd have to do here is click Finish, and we're all set to go.
Easy peasy, right? So let's move on to our next one of the new products. I want to go on to gallery wraps. So as you can see, Tim's going to go ahead and move over to the left-hand side, and we'll be able to easily start a new project and get started on the gallery wraps.
And before I move on there, we did have one question that came up. We do have the option to select multiple images. You just hold down the Control key, and as you can see, multiple images are being selected here, and you can click and drag those around. So thanks for that question, and let's move on to the gallery wraps. So I can move over here, and we'll click on Gallery Wraps and create a new gallery wrap. These images are courtesy of 9 Photography, so we can select a couple here. These are some really nice images of a bridal shoot and some engagement shoots. And what's great about this is we've got a visualization here, a 3D visualization, so you can see how that image is going to wrap around. I'm going to click and drag an image up here. And I think that I'd like a little larger size than an 8 by 10, so you can drop down. You can see all our size options here. You can click here, and I think this would work better as a landscape. So we're going to click and drag that there. You can reposition the image here if you want. We also have the option to zoom in and zoom out. Zooming in effectively crops the image. We also have our filters here, black and white, sepia, and again, the perfectly clear image enhancement. One thing I didn't touch on back in the galleries, but I want to make sure that you know, is that the perfectly clear image enhancement does not touch the original images. We know that you want control over those images a little bit more usually before they get sent to print. We do recommend this, if you're working on a calibrated monitor or something like that, it's a great tool. But this just touches the image either that goes to the gallery, or if you're ordering this and you use it here, it would affect the image that's sent to the lab. So at this point, if we wanted to order, we can click on Send to DigiLabs Pro.
Also, something I want to point out quickly is you can actually see your image resolution. So I think that that's a really good feature because you can actually know if this is going to, even look good printed. You will see a PDF before you actually upload your order, but that's a really good feature about the software. Also, another thing is, I don't know if anyone noticed, but Tim is actually working on 2 projects in the software at the exact same time. So if you go down into the bottom left-hand corner, now you can access multiple projects. So this is like, if you're a multitasker like me, I'm working on multiple things at the same exact time. So this is really going to help you with efficiency and workflow, depending on how you do it. Okay, so let's move on to our next product. We are going to touch on the albums now.
Thanks, Kate. So we're going to close this project here. The bar width, to answer a couple of questions that came up, the bar width is 1.5 inches, and the software is available on both PC and Mac. It's available as a download right now if you go to our website. So now let's move on to the photo albums, as Kate had mentioned. This is our flush mount photo albums. We can click here. Again, previously created projects are in here. We're going to click on Create New, and we're going to walk through the Fast Track wizard here. It's just a wizard that auto-populates the images. It's really important to note, though, that you can select whatever style you want here, and you can start an empty album, which will bring you directly into the advanced design mode. So I'm going to select the Marina 12 by 12 photo cover. We're going to click Next. These are a number of different themes that we have available. We have some more exclusive options coming shortly. So I'm going to select the Clean option here, move forward, and we'll select some images. We have some images here from Ben Chrisman as well. So we're going to select all of the images that we have here, and that's about 40 images. Next, this is the cover. You can always adjust that. And we can add a caption. Again, this is the Fast Track option, and we'll explain some of the more design mode features shortly. So we click Finish, and we are ready to design.
I always like that our head programmer always says "bam" whenever he does that. It's really funny because it kind of is like a bam situation. Another thing that we want to make sure that you understand is that you can actually change your book to another book. So you've created this book. You want to do a companion album, a parent album, something else. You decide that you don't like this style. You can actually change either to another type of album in the same aspect ratio, another style, or you can actually go into a coffee table book. So I think that's going to save a lot of us a lot of time, and it's really simple to do. So you just go into the Edit menu, choose Change Book, and you are ready to rock and roll.
So the difference between a photo album and a photo book is that the photo album is a photographically printed flush mount album, and the photo book is a digital press printed book-bound album. So that's a difference there. Text on the spine is something that we're working on. I'm answering a couple of questions here. And when you're installing the new software, it should bring in all of your old projects. Currently it's in beta, so there are a few projects that might not migrate over. Please feel free to give me a call and support, and I can certainly help you out with that. So we're going to go back to our book here, and we're going to click, and we're going to insert a new page so we can show you the advanced design mode. So as you can see, I've added a blank page here. And we're going to scroll through, and I think we can click and drag an image up and use this page spread background. Once that loads in, we can adjust the opacity here if we want to. And again, we have the perfectly clear and all the filter options. We also have a number of tools over here that are available. We have lots of new page backgrounds, many more coming. We have page layouts. I think I'm going to select something over here, and we can add some images into this page. So there we've got some frames ready to go. We also have picture borders. We have the traditional line ones, but we also have frames, corners, brushes, ornaments for those scrapbookers out there. And we're going to click on brushes. We can click and drag those on. And then we can click and drag a couple of images up into these frames here. We also have some clip art available, themes, and some book templates available. So, and we can add images individually if we want. We don't have to use the templates. There's an option there, for example. We'll bring up image. We can also add text. So we can bring that up, and this is a wedding, so let's do our life together. And we hope you have a long life together with DigiLabs as well. A little bit of promotional cheese there for you. So let's turn on the script font, and we can change the size of the font, choose something reasonable. You can also adjust the color, alignment, and things like that. Kate, is there anything that you wanted to touch on here?
First, I want to touch on that actually you can change the opacity of your backgrounds and any image. So I really like that. And we also had a couple questions. So I really quickly want to touch on what's the difference between a photo book and a photo album. Quickly, our photo books, we have 3 different lines, our Ashbury, Fillmore, and Portola, and those are press printed. So that's on press printed. So that's photo paper mounted on cardboard. Our coffee table books are printed on the Kodak Express, and that's that. And one of the features that I want to point out here that I think is definitely, how are we going to have your customer look at this and say, hey, I like this? And that's our online sharing. The online sharing button is in your upper right-hand corner, and you'll notice that it basically, you click the button, and it'll allow you to share the book online. It creates a flash preview of your order. You can email that out to your customers. They can share it with their friends and family. It makes it really easy for you to be able to virally pass the song. I even suggest having one of these linked to your main website so that when customers come, they can actually see what your album design looks like. Another option is you can actually export, you can export the PDF as a low res. So you can actually send it to them as a low res file. And another question is the online sharing watermarked. We actually have the feature so it can be branded with your own studio. And I would just suggest trying it out and also contacting us directly to answer that question. So I can help you with something like that. So now it looks like we are ready to go. Anyways,
sorry about that. I had some technical difficulties with my webinar software here. So as you can see, we've switched modes here a little bit, and I'm going to let Kate introduce our new iPhone app.
hello, everyone. Okay, so the iPhone app. I am totally pumped up about this one because I am addicted to my iPhone. So initially, I loved this idea. As I touched on before, this app is a free app from iTunes App Store. I suggest handing it out to your customers. You know, it's something that you want to provide to them. It's just another interface. You know, they can view their gallery online at the ease of their computer, but they can also now view it on their iPhone. So by downloading this app, they'll be able to view using the event ID we give them. Idea being here, you know, bride and groom are on their honeymoon. They're sitting on some tropical destination, getting their tan on. They have a pina colada, and they're, you know, viewing and ordering their favorite images leisurely, obviously. And by the time they get home from their honeymoon, the images are waiting for them. So this is kind of, you know, everyone's got an app going. It's definitely the newest technology, and I definitely think that this is something fun and different. So now I'm going to hand it over for Tim to kind of go on an overview.
Thanks, Kate. So as you can see here, we've got a demonstration of the iPhone app. The app is called Studio Share, and there's no branding. This is the icon that you'll see. It's a free app, and it's available from the App Store right now. You can go and download that through iTunes as we're speaking if you want. So we're going to open the Studio Share app, and we can enter in an event ID here. Again, note that there's no branding here. We're going to do that traditional iPhone interaction. Can enter in the event ID, and then we click Done, and we can log into the gallery. So this gives you just as a layout of your gallery. You've got options for your categories up here. You'll note this is Joy Marie Photography's gallery, and it's got her logo up at the top. It's all the categories she put in the gallery and all her images. We can click on an image and make that larger. And we can also arrow through the gallery that way, or we can start our slideshow. And one question that we have here, the Studio Share app is compatible with all of your existing galleries now. So go and visit some old galleries and see how they look here. So as we move through the slideshow, we want to add something to our cart. We can click Add to Cart, and that will bring through here. I'm going to add a couple of options to our images to our cart here. I want to go with a 4x6 and a 5x7. So we're going to add that through here. We'll click Done, and we're ready to check out. And say I check the frames I've got available, or my grandmother decides she wants a 4x6 instead of a 5x7. I can remove that here. Subtotal automatically updates, and maybe I want to add a few more images here, so I'm going to add 3. Click Done, and we're ready to order. Again, same traditional iPhone interaction here. And click there and get that filled out. And we'll have it be the same as the billing address. We've got a subtotal, tax, and shipping here, and a grand total. All of this information is pulled from the same price list that pulls from the regular galleries on our system, so that's important to note. We wanted to make sure we had a couple of questions. The iPad is going to be available. Any of the iPhone apps should be compatible as long as they don't use the GPS feature. So from what I understand, things should be available for the iPad. Those are pretty locked down right now by Apple, so obviously we can't test on it, but come April 3rd, we'll have an idea about that. And we currently don't have any apps available for other phones, but the way that this is written, it certainly is a possibility in the future. We wanted to test and see how people liked this one first, as it's currently one of the more popular phone interaction tools, so in phone OSs. So, Kate, did you want to touch on anything else here, and then we can take some questions?
Yeah, actually what I quickly wanted to touch on is a couple people are asking ordering. How does the ordering work? And so, you know, for Canadians or for, let's just say, you know, a hosting customer, this works in the exact same way that your current gallery works. This is an app of the gallery. So when the customer places the order, it's going to be the same exact workflow as it has been previously. You're going to receive an email of confirmation. They're going to receive an email of confirmation. So it's literally like a normal working gallery. So there's going to be no issues with ordering. And so I think that's kind of, we're wrapping it up here. Something that I forgot to mention is about the gallery wraps and the albums. We are doing a 30% discount right now. That discount goes until the end of March 2010, so 03/31/10. And the promo code for that is 30 new SE. 30 N as in Nancy, EW, S as in Sam, E. And you can definitely feel free to contact us if you're looking, you know, to ask some questions about that, wondering about that. So now let's open it up to some questions. If anybody wants to ask any questions, there is a little arrow in the right-hand corner, and you can just go ahead and, you know, type them in, and we'll be able to answer this. So one of the questions I'm seeing is the app available for other countries? And that's actually something I don't know about yet, and I would love to find the answer for you. I will definitely find the answer for that. I would think so.
Actually, Kate, to the best of my knowledge, currently right now it's been submitted to the U.S. and I believe the Canadian App Store. There are different app stores for different regions. We can certainly look into submitting. I'm unfamiliar with the submission process myself, so I'd need to touch base with programming and our development team for that iPhone app. Zoom features with gesturing is not currently available. That's something we'll look at for version 2. It also doesn't pick up on the accelerometer, so it's not going to turn and change. The layout currently is fixed. That's something also we're looking at working on for version 2, but we wanted to see if people enjoyed this interaction and utilized it, and see if we needed to port it to other phones as well to make it more universally available.
So the question I see here is, do you have to be a DigiLabs customer to use the app? And that's a really good question. You obviously have to be an online, signed up for our online web services. Like I said, we give you 30-day free trial. You could download the app and you could try out some of our sample galleries that we have. And you can kind of get a feel for this. But you would have to have galleries hosted online with us in order for this to work. The pricing, that's a good question. Everything is going to mirror your current gallery settings. So whatever price list is on your gallery, it's going to be the pricing that's visible to your customer. It's just an extension of your online gallery. So it's the same exact thing that they would see online if they visited your website, logged into your portal page, and entered their gallery. It's just an app for their iPhone. Let's see. And then it says, is it possible to get a Studio Share app branded for my studio? It's already branded with your studio. So right now, we logged into one of Joy Marie's galleries. But if we had logged into, you know, one of Ben's galleries, if we had logged into a Jag Studio gallery, some of the samples that we have posted online, you can try this out. You will be able to access all of them, and they'll all be branded by the photographer with absolutely no mention of DigiLabs. Another question about the expiration date of the promo. The expiration date for the promo is 03/31/2010. So that is until the end of the month. And let's see what else we got here. Tim, you want to try a couple?
In terms of getting the icon for the app branded, it's not possible. Just the iPhone submission process takes 3 to 4 days every time you submit an app. You'd have to have a developer's license to resubmit that many times. It's just not something we can feasibly support right now. You don't need to have a landing page with URL with this to link to the gallery. All you need is the event uploaded and an event ID. The app is set up specifically for DigiLabs web galleries. It's our DigiLabs interaction. If you needed to link it to external galleries or something like that, it's something you'd want to talk with the developer about. It's not something we can support or have plans to support right now. There's just too much variety in terms of galleries.
Question I see here is back to the albums. What's the difference between the Anza and the Marina albums? I think the easiest way to really see this is by visiting our website, digilabspro.com. But just in a quick run through, the Anza album is really our economical option. We have limited sizing, we've limited cover options, and we've limited pages so that we can really give you the cheapest possible cost. But it's really beautiful, it's really high quality. And so that's 20 fixed pages and a black leather cover. The Marina album is meant to be, really customizing to your customer and their price range. You can do anywhere between 20 and 80 sides. You can do a luster and pearl finish. You can also choose different cover options. There's 7 different total. There's photo covers and a glossier matte finish. There is 4 different premium leather options, and there's also that vegan option that I was talking about that you should see. It's really great. You get these random questions for customer, and everyone's going green, and we thought that this would be a really good way to keep us current, keep the things that you're offering current with what your customers' demands are going to be. Also, to mention, all of the albums come with beautiful gift packaging. They have a black box. They have this awesome pillowcase. So you can really, because nothing's branded, you really can drop ship it to your customer. Let's see what other, since I just went on the spiel. I see a question about, are we going to be updating the web galleries this year? And yes, we are. I actually just sat in on a meeting, and we have a lot of really exciting changes coming to updating our service. So I really can't wait to get those in production, and it's definitely going to be something that you'll be seeing coming from us this year. Tim, you want to do a couple? You ready? Yeah?
Sure. So let's see what I have here. We had a question about the PDF slideshows. I'm guessing that has to do with the online sharing feature of the photo book software, and that's a Flash presentation. It's generally protected because it's a Flash presentation, but the images that are up there are web resolution screenshots. So those are pretty small in terms of a page size to be able to print. They're great for previewing. Beyond that, it's not something you need to worry about much. And let me see what other questions we have here.
There's a good gallery wrap one about what it's printed on. So that's actually, I'll go ahead and answer that. The gallery wraps are actually printed on canvas. So we print on archival canvas that has a UV varnish, and it's actually the image, goes beyond, the surface, and it's wrapped around the back. So it's then on stretch bar. I think that kind of answers that. You can also see on our website if you want to see some samples of gallery wraps. I see another question about swatch samples. Right now, we don't have swatch samples. We have it up on the website, and I think this is a pretty good representation that you can, you would be able to present to your customers. And if you have any questions about that, feel free to contact us. There's 4 different colors with the premium leather. Let's see what else we have. 1 second. Sorry, guys. I'm just scrolling through this. Do we have samples of these new albums we need to touch and feel to be able to tell them apart to our customers? So we definitely do have samples. It's something, we had an amazing response recently at the WPPI, also at Imaging USA. And I really think that the best way to do this is to order a sample. We do give the 30% discount for you. We're doing that until the end of the month, like I mentioned. And that's probably something I would suggest contacting us directly if you have more questions on that, because we can definitely accommodate each particular situation to help you out. Let's see what else. Oh, I have a question about where this recording will be stored. We are going to be putting this on our blog. So if anyone wants to maybe go back and take a look at the app, or wants to see the different album options, stuff like that, we'll be able to get there. You'll be able to access that. So that, I think that kind of answers that question.
Okay. We had a question about is the back of the gallery wrap closed, and the answer to that right now is no. That wraps around the frame, and it's an open back. We also had a question about where the recording of this webinar is going to be, and we're going to post that on our blog and website. Maybe Kate already addressed that, and I missed that while I was reading here. We have a couple of questions regarding plan options. I'm not sure if Kate wants to address those here.
Well, I think a lot of times this is better to talk about in person, but in regards, I see a 1 penny per image. This is really dependent on your plan. We don't really limit you on how long you can have something up. That's one of the benefits of DigiLabs. A lot of other companies tell you it can be up for 3 months. We actually allow you to reactivate anything on the fly. Every plan has the amount of images that you can have up at any time. These are active images. You can have lots of galleries inactive that you're planning on reposting when we give you the freedom to repost everything, which is November and December. But if you go over your image quota in a given your image quota, which you can have access to in your account administration, we'll charge you a penny per image over that. We also, your account manager contacts you to let you know that that's happening, and we try to find a better plan fit for you. If you have more questions about that or any of the different plan options, just go ahead and let me know. But really keep in mind that this is something that's a little more in-depth question after you're looking at your plans. A lot of our plans have 25,000 images, so a lot of times it's really negligible. So I think we're pretty much good unless anyone has any other questions. If anyone has questions, please type them in now, and I can help you out. I think we're good. I don't see any other questions. I see another one about being able to, hear the webinar. Like we said, we are going to be posting this on the website. I see a question. Do you see any other, Tim? Any other ones you want to address?
I think we've answered all the questions. If we didn't get to your question, or if you have some detailed questions, we're certainly happy to address them. Give us a call, send us an email. I have one last one coming through. Album designs can still be done through external software, either InDesign or Photoshop. We still support that. Actually, in the next week or two, we'll have some templates available. Specifically, we're going to start out with some templates for Photoshop, but Dale in support is working on those currently, and those should be available on our website in the next few weeks. And again, the software is available for PC and Mac. The beta software is available to download right now. You're welcome to download it and try it. And if you run into problems, you can always still use the existing software, but we are pushing for people to move toward that beta software. You'll be able to see the new products and all of our new design layout.
So I just want to say thank you for everybody for coming. We're all so excited in the office. We have so much to share with you right now, and it's just so much fun. So I'm really glad that you guys got to take a part of this. If you need to contact us about any of the questions, the 30% discount, getting on a 30-day free trial, or any questions that we didn't address here, feel free to contact us. We are available on the phone, and we love to chat. So just give us a call, 866-DigiLabs, 866-DigiLabs, and we'll get you going. So thank you very much. I hope all of you have a great day, and if you want to hear this again, please visit us on the blog.